Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Brahmaloka Tarot. I'm Lauren, and today's pick a card reading is all about September 2025, a powerful month marked by karmic clarity and cosmic shifts. So we've got Saturn finally moving back in Pisces, a lunar eclipse in Pisces on September 7th, and a solar eclipse in Virgo on the 21st of September. So breathe deeply with me. In through your nose and gently let it go out through your mouth. We'll do this together. Okay, exhale everything from your lungs now. Breathing in. Hold at the top for a second and then exhale. Yeah, that feels good. Shake it off. So we have 3 piles in front of you. Pile number 1, pile number 2, and pile number 3. Pile number 1, your significator card is this card with Entanglement. And that is with this Citrine pyramid. Pile number 2, it has this card, Play. And that is with this Pyrite or Fool's Gold and black Tourmaline. And then pile number 3 has this card, number 44, Love. And that is with this blue Kyannite crystal, and then it's in crystal quartz. Okay. So take your time. You have 3 piles to choose from, and you can choose all the piles if you wish. This is for the September 2025 forecast. And yeah, you can pause the video if you need to have a little bit more time. Otherwise, go down to the comment section or the description box, and there you'll find the timestamps for your readings. Click on the timestamps, and I will see you in your separate readings. Hi, pile number 1, and welcome to your reading. Today's reading is about September. So what's going on in September in your love life and your relationships in general, and work and career, finance, and whatever else wants to come up, maybe in your spirituality as well. So what we have here is your card. The significator card for you is Entanglement with the number 25. And I'll put that off to the side here. We've got this beautiful citrine, yellow citrine pyramid. Okay. And I'll set that off here as well to the side. Okay. So we have channeled messages for each and every pile. I'll start with the channeled messages, and I do have my pendulum here. We may use that today, may or may not. If I end up using it, then that's great, but it'll be over here on the side. Channeled messages for pile number 1. We'll do this first, and then we'll jump into the reading. Pile number 1. This is me being able to see, hear, feel, sense, know, and intuit the guidance that comes through. So it's just an automatic writing style. Okay. I heard jump rope, hopscotch, old memories of simpler times, no phones, no wires, face to face, and wholesome desires. A family tree that builds one up and doesn't desire to tear one down. A social circle. A night out in town. Shared experiences, laughter, singing, dancing, joyful memories of times of old. Sadness when writing this. Times have changed. Seeing what cannot be unseen. A broken wish, a broken ring. The harvest is here, stories left untold. People too sick to get out, all of us getting old. Tall fences now separating neighbors, signs, no soliciting and beware of dog. Have we no sense? We've entered a fog. Long days, short nights, big pharma rules, giving up our rights. Confusion sets in, so much left unsaid. There's no rest for the wicked, they say. You'll rest when you're dead. What is death anyway? Who says we've got to play? Time in September to remember who holds the power. Us and we. There's no separation in unity. Keywords is 1010, so that's the number that came through. Autopilot, Jesus came through, or Yeshua. Hot rod, camera, flamingo, salamander, and magic. It was kind of a little bit more all over the place for you guys. And I don't know if those things are of significance to you. Maybe I should keep this open just to be able to refer to it in just a few minutes here. Okay, so we have one card already that got pulled out prior to shuffling these cards, or actually I was shuffling and this one got pulled out. So let's see what this one is. And we've got a whole bunch of other cards that were already prepared beforehand. And yeah, I do want to look at the Entanglement card as well. But let's just see what happens here. Okay. 10 of Cups. We've got the 10 of Cups. Wow. So that we could use as like part of the significator card with the entanglement. And I do think this is in connection to family, because we were talking about the family tree in the channel messages. Shared experiences. Okay, so a family tree that builds one up and doesn't desire to tear one down. So that would be a family tree, or a family that's like a mentor to the young, that helps the young build up and also help the old when they get older. So it's kind of more like tribal, an understanding of tribal families. Because I feel like, at least in the United States and many of the Western worlds, we have gotten to the point where we're so divided, and now we have our little family units, right? So it's like the mom and the dad, and then a couple of kids or multiple kids, and then we have the cats, dogs, whatever types of pets for animals in the family. And that's like all that it goes to, and that's what we consider family, right? But what about all the others, all of our other family members, cousins, aunts and uncles, grandparents, great-grandparents, great-grandchildren, and even beyond that. Family can be anyone who you consider to be family as well. You can call them the chosen family. But this, showing the 10 of Cups here, it's like this fulfillment that's coming through, but that is kind of the ideal. It's not what typically happens, but this is the ideal of what I'm hearing, what you want and what you're wishing for, at least in the months and years to come. You're wanting a happy family. Yeah. And this entanglement, there may be some sort of childhood trauma stuff for you guys. Let me see. Healing the inner child. Speaking of inner child, I just like the artwork in this. That's why I used it for today. I really love, and I've been working with the inner child as well. Okay, let's see, 25. We are born into a story that is already being told and has been told over many generations. We must untangle the threads that keep us bound to the limitations of the story in order to step into our lives as empowered adults. We release entanglements by identifying the fears, beliefs, and behaviors we have adopted and that keep us bound to suffering over the generations. We need to bring to light who and what was excluded or silenced. As long as someone in the family lineage is excluded, the repercussions will be felt by everyone in the lineage. See, that's what we were talking about, how we have such a small conception or concept of what the family means to us at this point. An effective way of releasing entanglements is to identify and release your worst fear. Another clue to an entanglement could be if, growing up, you were told you are like your grandmother, or you remind me of so and so. You might also be entangled if you are repeating the same behavior patterns as a family member, or carrying fear, anxiety, and grief that do not belong to you. These emotions travel down the generations and need to be released back to their original owners with love and respect. So, this card indicates it's time to recognize something you have been carrying that does not belong to you. The inner child. What was your worst fear as a child, and what is your worst fear as an adult? Write them down and describe how you would feel if that worst fear came true. If you can't pinpoint a worst fear, recall a story that you've heard or a moment from a movie that struck you. In the journey below, no worries. This journey says draw your family tree or visualize your ancestors in your mind's eye standing in front of you. Start with your parents, inviting them to stand in front of you, then invite your grandparents, stand behind your parents, and then great grandparents to stand behind your grandparents and speak your worst fear out loud and feel its effect on your body. Look at your lineage and say, I am here today to ask you if some of you share the same fear. With your permission, I'm here to offer back what belongs to you. So that's interesting. I don't know if you need to do that necessarily, but if you are interested in doing that little journeying, I could definitely put it in the description box afterwards. So yeah, this is about family lineage, the entanglements in family, and you're genuinely wanting a happy family, and that's something that's been kind of haunting you over the years, over the decades. And it seems like family is also evolving for you. Your idea of family is evolving for you. Okay, let's see. We're going to see what these ones are. Leo with creativity. There's a woman in an orange dress dancing underneath a full sun. Leo. We're in Leo season still. And then Scorpio, number 8, transformation. And there's a woman who's got her eyes closed, her arms are open, and she's got it looks like a red dress. And then she's got 3 moths over her head, and it looks like fall in the background, the fall leaves. Okay. So you may be a Leo or a Scorpio. You may have a placement or want a placement in your chart of Leo and Scorpio. Fire and water. Creativity and transformation. This month is going to be a transformative month. This month will transform your family. I can see that your DNA is actually shifting. Hold on one second. Sorry about that. There was someone who was knocking at my door, so I just wanted to make sure that it wasn't something super important. But anyhow, there's probably going to be a little bit of that type of stuff as well happening to you in this month, where you kind of get like distracted or pulled aside, and you have to prioritize what's important to you, what's really important to you. What is it that's important to you? Do you even know? I think for you, at least if you're in this group, I think that with the 10 of Cups coming out and this inner child thing with the entanglement, it is something to do with your family or your family lineage and moving through some pretty thick, dense, entangled energies that might actually benefit from a energetic healing or a soul retrieval. There's opposing energies because Leo and Scorpio as well. It just feels like very extroverted, loud, bright, hot energy, and then the cooler, darker, intense, more feminine and mysterious type of energy is coming through too, the water energies. So there are opposing there's opposing forces going on in the month of September. And I think some of you are going to also be pulled into thinking about your past memories, and the history, like the past experiences that you've had in your family lineage, in the family of origin that you have grown up in so far in this lifetime. And maybe you guys will have more dreams of past lives if you believe in that. Okay, we have radical acceptance, embrace non-judgment, and release control. Okay, that's some valid advice, right? Radical acceptance, embrace non-judgment, and release control. Another one who has their arms wide open. This is a male figure, and his eyes are closed as well, and his arms are wide open, saying, "Hey, here I am, God." And there's rain there, so I'm hearing, "Let it rain." That's the part of the water here, very very helpful in nourishing the soul right now. That it's important to nourish the soul right now for you. All the energies right now are culminating to this month. And I think the month of July was really important, and then August, of course, but there's a lot of importance placed on this month and the months to come. It's really interesting, like how these energies are just helping you to focus on yourself more and more, and releasing that which no longer serves you and your highest good. Okay, we've got a couple of cards here. The Cosmic Pearl with the number 34. This is a unicorn card. Expand your psychic gifts. Open the gate to the angelic realms. There's a gateway that's open, a golden key. There is a sphere, like a crystal sphere in the center part here. And on the right-hand side, there's a silvery, periwinkle, bluish colored unicorn on that side. And its point, its unicorn point is pointing to, it looks like a full moon here. And in the background, there's a very calm water landscape. And look, it looks like there's fog here, and we were talking about that in the channel messages. So there's been a lot of confusion. Have we no sense? We've entered a fog. Yeah, because it was talking about how like everyone and their neighbors are just closing themselves off. Yeah, and just like the family units, closing each other off, closing themselves off, and only caring for those people in the family unit or those people in your immediate vicinity. But this is almost asking you to expand beyond that, asking you to step out into your community and to really make your community your family. And expanding your psychic gifts, you may actually be noticing that you're really connected to your higher self and the guidance from within. You may be psychic already. I really think you are. Okay, this is a beautiful horse card here. This one is Longma, leading with integrity. Look at that. I don't know what kind of creature this is. It's like a horse with antlers, but then it has like a weird tail that I don't know what kind of tail that is. It looks very different, but it has a really serene background, and it's in water again. Okay, let's take a look at that in the book, The Council of Horses Oracle. I'll have all of these decks put in the description box below. Longma, look at that. I opened it up to Longma. Now, I'm not going to read the whole thing, but it says leading with integrity, power for good, social consciousness, and advocacy. The message for humankind is know yourself while honoring others. Message for horsekind is you have your herd's needs at heart no matter what species they happen to be. My story, I am the dragon horse. Look at that. I'm just going to put this up here while I speak. Okay. I am the dragon horse, the emissary of the I Ching or the Book of Changes, which is made up of the trigrams of the Bagua that appear in the patterns of my scales. These patterns have been used for centuries by scholars as a source of essential ideas and the nature of heaven and earth and humankind, and to help humans become thoroughly conversant with the numinous. Within me is merged the dragon, which is Long, and horse, Ma. My dragon lineage, we're talking about lineage again, lies in the tales of ancient China, where we were revered as auspicious omens and bringers of good fortune. I'm going to put this down now. My horse lineage comes through my great-great-grandam, who is a legendary mare from a warrior class. Known for her tall stature, she was bold enough to attract a dragon mate. My hybrid nature is a potent combination of two elements, heaven and earth, with each element transforming into the next, just as the qualities of dragon and horse coalesce, galvanizing a new attribute of change for good. So the counsel from Longma, is in times past, I ceased to be seen when immortal and selfish men governed, appearing only during the reign of virtuous rulers. Today, I encourage you to learn from the integrity of these leaders who used their power to propagate fruitful and compassionate societies. Are you the kind of leader I will show up for, one who embodies the nature of the dragon, which emboldens and strengthens you as a sovereign being, as well as the nature of the horse, which empowers you to make positive change that are good for all? Your power, like mine, doesn't need to be a show of force when it is used for good. If you think you are already using this power, look deeper, look further. There's more you can do. If you have yet to use your power in this way, it's time to access my gifts of heaven and earth to become an advocate for all and ally to those in need, human, horse, or otherwise. And remember, the one in need might be you. Okay. Use your power in benevolent ways. So ways, not waves. That's so interesting that I said waves, though, because there's a lot of water. So if you are opening up to your psychic gifts, it's important to understand that those gifts were given to you by the Most High, and they were given to you because you can lead others in such a way that it brings them together, like they said, coalesce. And I was talking about how you are being asked to expand into the communities around you, to make that your family, to make them, your family. And it's really time to be able to do that in general. If there's those of you out there who are in pile number 1, you're being asked to serve in a greater way. And actually, it's interesting that this is the September month. That's the 9th month in the year. Number 9 is one of those numbers where it connects to expansion, it connects to humanity and humanitarianism. I'm sorry, I can't speak very well right now. That might be something that you're working towards as well, is to be able to speak, like the power of speech being part of your abilities. Yeah, power of speech. That's a big part of it. I think communication and speech is a huge deal for you. With that being said, let's just see what else comes through here. Okay. Endurance. So this is a dragon butterfly. This is from the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle. And so there's a dragon butterfly on a cactus. And this butterfly is considered to be called the pipevine swallowtail. It's kind of got that midnight blue color to it with a little bit of orange. And then the cactus is in full bloom with orange and pink flowers blooming on it. So with the endurance, this is something that is being asked of you. You're doing this for the greater good of humanity, for the greater good of your community, for the greater good of yourself, because the more that you serve others, not in a way where you're just serving others and not having any type of reciprocal relationship with others, but I'm talking about an equal give and take. But you are being asked and called to lead others and to bring about change. In September, this might be something that you have an opportunity to do. So if you are interested in volunteering for an organization, if you're interested in, being part of your HOA or hometown organization, a church community, or some sort of community where you can bring people together for the betterment of all, that would be really good. Use the power of speech. If you're interested, you could also do something like this, what I'm doing, or a podcast, or just get your voice out there. Get yourself, not necessarily like you want to be known, but get yourself out there, get yourself in front of others, because it says time in September to remember who holds the power, us and we. There's no separation and unity. See, we are all one and the same. Despite our backgrounds, our religious and ethnic differences, the color of our skin, we are all one and the same. We bleed the same blood. We are of the same family. If you go back far enough, right? Okay, we've got other cards here. Let's see. On the table, time to put your demands on the table and get serious about what you want. Ask for a raise, a promotion, or a step up. So this may also be something regarding work. Or like I said, I just feel like it's something to do with volunteering or putting yourself out there to volunteer. And again, I'm going to say it, Toastmasters is a really good organization, especially for speaking. If you have a fear of public speaking or if you want to improve your public speaking skills, Toastmasters, the organization, I think is international. So you can do this wherever you live. You could probably find a Toastmasters organization or a group by you. And that one I've done before recently, and I would love to do it again at some point. It really does help. It builds your confidence as well. Okay, innovation. You will need to come up with new strategies to keep your plans in motion. Old ways are outdated. Invent, create, and test ideas. I do think you are a rather intelligent person, someone who has their wheels churning all the time. I'm just seeing your brain with these cogwheels just turning, and turning all the time. And it can get kind of tiring, but you can use that to your advantage, right? If you're someone with a lot of ideas, go out and start doing them, Don't recreate the wheel either, but it's time to the plans are in motion right now. So what you're being asked to do is test your ideas. You already have the creative ability. You got Leo right here with creativity. You got transformation with Scorpio. You got a lot of water sign or water here. And then power position, you are being promoted or called to lead. Okay, once again, you are being called to lead. Time to step into your sovereignty and guide others with compassion. So some of you guys will also be asked to lead a group I'm actually seeing sports. I'm seeing someone who's works in the sports field. Oh, that's so interesting. And then just leading any group. But that's like one of the bigger ones. And I also see educational systems. What else am I seeing, Divine? I just keep on seeing community like food banks and such. Definitely look at Toastmasters if you're afraid to step into that type of position. But I think a lot of you already have the ability to communicate clearly and with ease. Okay, let's see what else we got. Creativity. We got it once again. Yep. There we go. We got oranges on the table here. Okay. Mature man. Community. Oops. Oh my. That just did you see that? That just flipped over. We got the sun. I'm going to have to take that because I didn't mean to kick it over, but we got the sun here. And the sun, look at that. We got community. Did you not see that? Mature man, and then we have community. And then we have privileged lady. Some of you guys are asking for grants, something about education grants for underprivileged community members. You're probably asking someone who's a privileged woman or a mature man, someone who has influence and power in the community to be able to provide the monetary necessities, the resources needed in order to help your local communities grow and flourish. Let's see what else we've got here. Okay, so we have the sun. The sun came out. Oh my gosh. Hold on one second. It dropped to the floor. Okay, we've got the Queen of Cups and the King of Cups. Both of those dropped on the floor. Again, mature man, privileged lady. It's likely the two of them. So maybe you'll be meeting a couple who are privileged, affluent, and they have a lot of pull. Interesting. Yeah, I do think that's a lot of it, but also they're very empathic. They're very kind. They see the suffering in the world and they want to help. These are people who want to help and they don't know where to place their money. So you might be the person who goes to them and says, "Hey, we're trying to build," say if it's like Habitat for Humanity or something, we're trying to build housing for the underprivileged. So would you be able to help with a donation? Any donation counts, and then they give you $1 million or something for this donation, and it's huge. I don't know if it's going to be that much, but I mean, it could be. It could be if you ask for it. There's no risk in asking for what you need. And I also think that's a huge thing too, for your own self to ask for what you need. Because of your past with the entanglement, it might be hard for you to ask for what you need because you tried to just please everyone else. And you couldn't think of yourself in any way. And you might be hypervigilant and a perfectionist and someone who is highly independent. Not that those things are bad, but you have to know when to ask for help. So this is very specific for probably just a few of you guys, but you will have to ask for help, including asking for money and donations if you want the community and communities around you to thrive. You could set up a fundraiser for the schools or for children in need. I don't know why this is coming through so much, but maybe you guys are already doing something like this. But this is something that's being asked of you in September of this year. Okay. We got the Lovers card and the Three of Pentacles. Those were the other two that fell out in the upright position. So we've got two flamingos. Oh my gosh, did we not say something about flamingos? We did. Look at this. We've got flamingo here, and I wasn't sure why I saw flamingo. Yeah. Okay. That's so interesting. That just made me feel so validated. Okay, we've got flamingos here, and then we got the Three of Pentacles. Again, working together for a specific cause, choosing this path of love instead of fear, choosing to do the right thing, choosing to step into your leadership role in this lifetime, choosing it now, and choosing to step up and lead by example, to dream the impossible into I'm possible, right? So you are working towards these goals for the sake of the community and for the sake of humanity. You may not be a huge influencer, but you can most definitely be able to influence the people around you, the families around you in your communities. And that makes a huge difference. A little goes a long way. Remember that. Thank you so much. I think that's all I have for you, pile number one. This is in regards to your forecast for September 2025. Let me know if this comes true in the months to come. And let me know if I was on point with anything down in the comment section. Give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to my channel so you never miss a reading from me. Thank you so much, and Jai Ma. Bye for now. Hi, pile number two, and welcome to your reading. Today's reading, this pick a card reading, is all about September 2025 and what's going on in September in your love life, your relationships, your career and finances, and anything else that comes up, maybe about your spirituality and growth, your personal transformation. So, and there is a lot going on astrologically in this month as well. It just feels like there's a lot to look forward to and a lot that's happening for you, pile number two. So let's dive in. We've got this card for your significator card, the number 15, and play. I love this card. Look at all the colors. Look at all the kids, the giraffe, wait, is that an elephant? No, that's a walrus. There's a little polar bear and a octopus. There's all these kids playing around. There's a tightrope. There's a panda. It's really cute, actually. I love this card and all the colors. So many colors. I'll be looking at the guidebook for this one, but let's look at the other things here first. So we've got this pyrite and black tourmaline as your crystal. This is also called fool's gold. Okay, I'll put that off to the side here. I love that. I love that, the fool's gold. I have channeled messages for each and every pile. So let's start with a channeled message, and then we'll hop into your tarot cards and then some. Okay. Pile number two. This came through as a little bit of poetry. And again, I see, hear, feel, sense, know, and intuit the guidance, your highest self and our higher selves. That's what I intuit. And I just automatic write down what I hear and see and feel and know. Okay. Pile two. Name, fame, fickle and thorn, batter up and hit the horn. Crows, cattle, carriages, black stallions too, parade around town, mutton stew. Some things seem mixed up, messed up, jumbled and jarred, but that's how universe works when making things easy, not hard. A sensible time? Maybe not so. But in the making of ease, under pressure we go. Like a pressure cooker making meat fall off the bone, this September will test us both together and alone. Darkness in the days ahead, till every last drop of meat off the bone is shed. We look inside to our light instead. We know 100% we are being divinely led. Inner stability equals outer tranquility. Despite the wars, the famine, the genocide, the grief and despair, we are here. We are here. Healers of all walks of life stand united and prepare. Keywords are be prepared, humanitarian, planetarian, mystic, seer, visionary, and HSP, which means highly sensitive person. Okay. So let's see what your card is here. This one, when I was pre-shuffling this deck, this one came out. So we'll take a look at what this is. Okay. Oh, yes. Well, whoever's in pile number 2, you are in for a great, stable future. Financially speaking as well. This is the 10 of Pentacles. The 10 of Pentacles, and we're using the Crow Tarot. I really like this 10 of Pentacles. There's 3 lotus flowers. They're pink lotus flowers in water. And that's just a lush garden. There's a bunch of crows there. All the pentacles, of course, in the area. 10 of Pentacles. Wow. Okay, so this is going to be used as the significator card as well, along with the play. Let's take a look at the card here with play. That's from the Healing the Inner Child Oracle, and I used this oracle today because I really liked the pictures. To be honest, I really liked the pictures. Like, look how beautiful these are. Play. Invitation. Play is the work of the child. It is through play that children practice interacting with the world. And it is through play that they discover the joy of creativity and imagination. This card invites you to reconnect with wonder and play. Play allows us to step outside of the confines of our adult lives and reclaim our essence. Sages and masters throughout time have shown us ways to become more playful and innocent, to return to the wide-eyed wonder of childhood while retaining our conscious adult awareness. We don't stop playing because we grow old. We grow old because we stop playing. And that's by George Bernard Shaw. The inner child says, your inner child has no problem jumping in to show you how to play. Call on them anytime you forget. You can put a picture of yourself as a child in your workspace or creative space as a reminder to play. Look at your younger self and say, let's play. Show me how you'd like to play today. Check out the smile on their face. When and how do you make time for play in your life? If nothing comes to mind, it's time to play. What allows you to drop into a state of playfulness will be unique. It could be cooking, dancing, playing a sport, singing, drawing, laughing, playing a board game, etc. Sit with this card and its invitation. Which child are you most connected to? Go ahead and play with them. Do you want to jump rope, play an instrument, blow bubbles, dress up? The possibilities are endless. Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, find ways to incorporate play into your day. Okay, who in this group has been a little bit of a stickler lately? I'll raise my hand to that just because I've been working so much that I was starting to get all grumpy. And anytime that I feel that way, I just go outside and splash around in the creek outside of my place and do a couple of cartwheels, and that usually helps. Okay, let's see what else we've got. Should we do more of these? I think I want to do one more. Do I want to do these? No, let's look at your other cards first, and then we'll look at the tarot cards. We'll do more of those in just a little bit. We've got with Vesta with passion. This person has their eyes closed, and they've got a huge flame in their heart center. This is the number 31. Wow. Passion. And then we've got the sun. And there's a woman in a purple dress staring out into the sun. There's a huge sun in the in the distance, and her arms are spread open like an open eagle. It says beam here. She's in a field of sunflowers, the number 21. So we've got 31 and then 21. Wow, that's a lot of fire, a lot of passion and desire. There's a lot of like those bright colors that show me security and stability through fun and joy and playfulness. There's something that's vibrant, something that's lighting you up, something that has created a spark. And in September, it seems like this is where you may find yourself doing something that you haven't done in a long time. Something out of the blue. Something spontaneous, something like what kids would do. Maybe make a play date for yourself, like, or for yourself and your girlfriends or guy friends or, whomever you would feel very comfortable just letting loose and having fun with. I think I'm going to do that too. This might be my deck. Or my pile. I think I need to do that sooner than later. Actually, I just did. I have a date with a friend on this upcoming Monday. So there you go. Pure joy. Look at that. Exhilaration, laughter, and exuberance. Again, the bright sun. There's a hummingbird symbolizing joy. There's a mountain in the background, blue sky, and a rainbow. I don't know what kind of flowers these are, but they look like, flowers that are perfect for a hummingbird because it looks like it goes pretty deep into the flower itself. Wow, look how many colors there are. You know what? If you are a painter or have been really wishing to paint, use color. I mean, I don't know, just get out your crayons. If you have crayons, do you guys have crayons anymore? If you have kids, you probably do. But take out crayons, take out the watercolors and paints and the acrylics and all that, and have a go at it. Like, have some fun. You know what would be really fun is taking out Play-Doh. Do you remember that smell? Play-Doh? Do kids even play with that anymore? I don't know. I think that would be really fun too. So take out some Play-Doh, have a play date with your kids or with yourself. You could just have fun with yourself. Use your imagination with what you'd like to do. Go outside, have fun. Splash in the creek like what I do. Okay, we've got the mythic horse. Unfold your own myth. There's another mountain. This horse is a white horse that's standing on its rear legs, like kind of jumping up, rearing up, and it's in water. It looks like it's on a beach in the shallows of the waters. Then there's a mountain behind there, and there's a big sun. And this is black and white. That's so interesting that this is black and white because everything else was in color. So let's see what the mythic horse has to say. Oh, goodness. Oh. Okay, the Council of Horses Oracle. So the mythic horse. Mythic horse. Unfold your own myth. Mythogenesis, symbiosis, and modern archetype. The message for humankind is history needs not define you, or need not define you. Message for horsekind is humanity need not define you. My story. I am the mythic horse, the material and the immaterial expression of all horses who have been, who are, and those still to come. My presence brings awareness to the ancient bond that has bound horses and humans together for millennia. Ours is a connection of sacred reciprocity. I am the meta archetype of Equus and the overarching archetype from which all others are formed. You have been taught to think that a myth or an archetype is symbolic and frozen in time, but I am fluid and mutable, and deeply affected by the relationship you have with my kind. My pearl white coat is a black canvas or blank canvas that is adorned with the written words and artistic expressions that humankind has created about horses throughout time. Herein lies your sacred responsibility. I implore you to be impeccable with your words and thoughts about horses, for as soon as you write them down, say them, or think them, they can inspire or inhibit my liminal and physical form. As the infinite expression of horse consciousness, I evolve symbiotically with the consciousness of humanity. Through the process of morphogenesis, my form is co-created by the myths, stories, and legends that earthly and heavenly horses have inspired in the visioning hearts of humankind. From your love, attention, and intention, I evolve. So the counsel is, I appear when it's time for you to travel deep inside your humanity to help you release the reverence you hold for order and convention. Herein, you begin to make sense of the world in a different way, beyond the boundaries of upbringing and education. I give voice and shape to the reasons you feel drawn to horses, even if you do not understand them. Myth is a way of talking about the ineffable and begins to reveal the coded language of your soul. I will help you find the compelling narratives that define the qualities of who you are. Connect to the definitions of self you bring to the world, then push out beyond the edge of these stories and become the author of your personal myth. Where are you conforming to conformity? How are you defined by the myths and what you tell yourself, or the ones that you have been told about you? With what myths do you resonate, and what parts of yourself do you see in those stories? Okay, so the world as we know it is transforming. Your influence, or you influence this transformation through the thoughts you think and the actions you take. Be thoughtful. That's what it says. So that's interesting because, play is also a form of, making things up. And children are really good at that. Think of like the wild imaginations that children have, or that you potentially have as well, still locked in you. If you haven't been able to do that in a while, just think about anything like a pink elephant, and then start writing a story about that pink elephant and just see what happens. Or even like just say it out loud, be impromptu, do something where it's improv. Ooh, you could do an improv class. That would be actually really fun. Take an art class, do an improv class, go to acting classes, do something that's completely out of your norm. This is for September. I'm asking of you, and this is already asking of you to please do something that is out of your comfort zone and something that you would enjoy doing in some ways as well. Something that you've been like really incredibly drawn to but haven't done. Yeah. There's these art classes that you can do while you're drinking wine. You could do that too if you're above age 21. Okay, let's see what else is going on. And that's probably the reason why this color, there was no color in the mythic horse. It was just black and white and gray. And I was like, that's the first time that I've seen this. Well, it's trying to get you out of the conventional thinking and conformity. It's asking you to break the mold of what you've told yourself, what you can and cannot be. It's time to get out of your stuckness and to move into something that's way more creative and fun. And that's how your life is going to be more and more and more. You're going to keep on aligning and aligning and aligning to something that makes you fun, makes you have fun. So the thing is, the more that you align to fun and play, the more aligned you are to financial flow and flow of everything. Be in the flow. We've got the number 37 with spiritual warrior. Show you are a wise leader. Command the universe. So there is a lion and then a little lamb that's sitting right next to the lion. And right above that on the right-hand side is a white unicorn. Spiritual warrior, number 37. This might be of interest to you. The lion really makes me think of Leo season. It makes me think of strength and power and will and being unafraid, courage, excuse me. And the lamb is courageous too because it's right next to the lion and they're kind of sitting next to each other. Yeah, command the universe. That's really wise words to live by. We have sensitivity with this jellyfish. Think about this, and a starfish. So jellyfish and starfish. So there is some, and we got HSP in the channel messages. So I'm not surprised that the sensitivity card came out. Still surprised because like sometimes I don't know what's going to come out for the cards, and then they always seem to line up most of the time. Sensitivity. And then we've got happiness. This is from the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle. This is a butterfly dragon. So this says it's Coreopsis and common buckeye. So the Coreopsis are these beautiful yellowish, orange, fiery colored plants. And then the common buckeye is what would be considered this butterfly. But then you can see that the author created it into, or like made it into a dragon, which is so cool. So happiness, this is what you are in pursuit of. And I do think that this is going to come. The more that you enter into the energy of happiness, meaning play, because play is a form of happiness and joy, I think the more that you align to everything else that comes into your life, there's more that you're aligning to. Okay, we've got education. You may need to take a class or do research to find a better position. Or you may find yourself writing a book or teaching others. Are you interested in taking new classes? Maybe going back to school? This might be something that you're interested in at this time. September is pretty much the beginning of school season. So maybe you are going back to school right now and taking classes at a local community college or college, university. Maybe you're doing online studies. Maybe you're doing some self-study through Udemy, or what are these other ones? Coursera.com or org. I forget which one it is. But Coursera and Udemy have courses that you can take. You can also take classes on YouTube. Like you can drop in. You're not going to get the credits, but you could do like MIT classes. It's pretty cool, the things that you can actually learn. And through ChatGPT and AI, now you can learn a whole bunch of stuff like that too. So maybe you have ChatGPT like create a course for you for like self-study at home, depending on what you're wanting to do. But because this is like transcending structure, it might also just be something where you're doing more of a creative outlet, like art or pottery or I remember when I was younger, I forget what the name of it was, but we would like braid these kind of gummy looking things together. And I used to make a whole bunch of things like that that you could put on your keychain, or you could make a choker necklace or a bracelet, something like that. Okay, wealth. You are working towards real wealth and prosperity in your life. Look, it's gold. Gold everywhere. There's gold. Yeah, you got the 10 of, wow, whatever you guys are going to do or are doing this month is going to bring in more wealth for you. So the more that it's so like, it's kind of strange, but I really think that the more that you play, the more fun that you have, the more happy you are, and the more money comes flowing to you, because money gravitates towards that which wants it. And money is just it's just energy. And I think there's actually a book called The Energy of Money if you're interested in reading that. That might be something that you could educate yourself on, is how energy works. Okay, wealth. You are working towards real wealth and prosperity in your life. Keep investing in yourself and look into long-term career planning. So this may be something that you're already doing. I really think some of you guys are going back to school or are taking classes right now. And if that's the case, then keep doing what you're doing, but allow time for fun and play. Okay. Great fortune. Are you kidding me? Guys, you're going to fall into some money here. It's going to fall into your lap. I don't even know how this is possible, but like it is. Wow. Courthouse, number 23. So there's 26, 23. And then number 11. Oh my God. Okay, this is nuts. Sudden wealth and great fortune. And then we've got wealth here. Oh my God. Look at that. Sudden wealth, great fortune. We've got wealth. And then we got the 10 of cups. Why did I say the 10 of cups? That was pile number 1, by the way. And then the 10 of pentacles. Maybe you came from pile number 1. Or you could see what pile number 1 is all about. Wow. Whatever you're doing, keep it up. Pile number 2, you are creative powerhouse. Passionate. Wow. I got to put this all back together where it was before. Okay. Courthouse. And now the courthouse thing has me a little spiraling here. What does that mean? I think some of you also are marrying into money or having something happen where you win a court case, which all of a sudden like provides the money that you needed in order to do the classes that you want, or to go back to school, or to take some time off of work. Whatever it is, it's really good. I cannot believe that. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay, and let's see. I'm going to get a couple more cards from the tarot deck for September 2025. Queen of Pentacles. And then the 3 of Cups. What was that? I think that was upright. Is that the 3 of Cups? Yeah, the Queen of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups. Okay. Nurturing the self, better health, nurturing others. You're really good at that too, but you're very grounded. You're going to feel really grounded, and this is a celebration. The 3 of Cups is a celebratory type of energy. This is the time when you can connect with your friends and take them out for drinks, and you can buy them drinks and be like, hey, I can do that. Yeah, this is this symbol of victory. I think it's the crown of laurel right there. There's enough to go around. You're definitely moving on up in society. And or feeling a lot more stable and secure in yourself. And or your health is improving. I think if you've been suffering from any type of sickness or illness, this is a time when you're going to experience better health. Yeah. Let's see. Is there anything else? On the top, there was the Ace of Pentacles. So again, starting a new project, doing something that you've never done before that's really fun and new, and it's going to really catapult you forward, feeling you may even buy a new home. This is something like buying a new home or have a new exercise regimen or routine, getting out and doing something that you normally wouldn't do. Maybe you find the thing that you're really playing around with more is like, I don't know, I keep on seeing a swimming pool, and you're learning how to do the breaststroke or some sort of swimming. And that gets you in shape. It makes you feel better. And it also helps clear your energy centers. And everything is good. The better that you feel in your own body, the more that you can keep on having fun. The momentum is there already. There's a lot of momentum for you guys. And whatever you guys are doing, just keep doing it. But remember that September is asking of you to step out of your normal routines. And instead of conforming to the societal things, how about step out of the norms and do something different? That is what I'm seeing for you, pile number 2. And I hope that you enjoyed this. You guys are on a roll. You are going to accumulate some money here. There's definitely a connection to health and wealth, finances, security, and that all has to do with play. Playing around, having more fun will get you rich. Okay? So, with that being said, thank you so much for being here. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading, and then go down to the comment section and let me know what resonated for you, if it resonated. And I would be really interested to hear in the months to come if this did come true for you. I really hope so, because this is amazing, amazing, amazing. Pile number 2, you are so blessed. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I think that's all I have to say. Jai Ma, and bye for now. Hi, pile number 3, and welcome to your reading. Today's reading is about September and your September forecast. So we'll see what's going on in your love, romance, your luck, finances, personal growth, career, all of that, whatever decides to come up through the cards for today. So we'll just keep it open-ended. If you chose this pile, then this is your significator card. Number 44, love. I really like this card. It looks like a mother and daughter at the base of a tree, and this tree is so colorful. It's like yellow, green, pink, blue, all the colors. It's so pretty. I'm going to take a look at the description of this card in just a little bit. But before we do that, let me show you your Kyannite, blue Kyannite crystal with crystal quartz here. This is a self-clearing stone. So it does not need to necessarily be cleared in any other way, but I still put it underneath the full moon every single month to clear it out. And sometimes even more. Not under the full moon, of course, but I clear it in so many ways. But it's a self-clearing crystal, and it helps other crystals to clear. So I have channel messages for each pile. So I'll start with your channeled message here, and then we'll jump into the reading. We've got a couple of tarot cards that already popped out from this tarot deck when I was shuffling it. That happened for each pile, actually, which is kind of interesting. So we'll start with those and then dive into the oracle cards. Okay. Pile 3. And I see, hear, feel, sense, know, and intuit the guidance that comes through auto writing. So this is how the channel messages come through for me. And I just sit in a meditative state and allow things to flow through. So this is what came through for you, pile number 3. Sometimes when all is said and done, divine grace is needed to know the one without a second, the Great Spirit, Yahweh, God, the divine. Everyone gets to know God. Everyone has their time. Embodied for not more than 100 years, some are closer to death, some have many, many more years. Eating and sleeping and working and dreaming, round and round the cycle of birth and death goes, until one wakes up, until one knows. When one knows, they're the knower, the known, the knowledge itself, merged into the infinite ocean of consciousness. Be silent, be quiet. If you wish to hear the music, the satsang, the truth, my dear. Keywords is silence, leadership, rain, thoughts, fire, and love. And we have we have love as the main card here. So we'll take a look at the two cards that popped out from your tarot deck here. We have the Magician. And we have the King of Wands. Wow, strong energies here. This king looks like badass. Okay. Well, before we go any further, I do want to look at the card that says love, the number 44, your significator card. So these are like the three significator cards. We have love, magician, and king of wands. And already I'm feeling a lot, but I want to read this before I get started with that. Healing the inner child, number 44. I think it's the last one. Yeah, because I think it's a 44 card deck. Invitation says, love is not what you feel. Love is what you are. Nothing can separate you from love. You cannot lose love. Nobody can take love away from you because it is your essence. Surround yourself with people who recognize this truth and together live it to the best of your ability. To love yourself is a journey that starts with feeling safe in the world and ends with accepting yourself unconditionally. This card invites you to remember that love is the undercurrent that makes life possible. Love is not something you need to earn. Love is your birthright. Feel into the ocean of love that is within and all around you, always throughout time and space. The inner child says, is your inner child still looking for the love of your parents? Feel into the places in your heart where there is a longing for love. Only you can meet that need now. Accept what your parents were able to give you and step inside your role as caregiver to your inner child by taking full responsibility for their needs from now on. Nobody else is coming. You are the one you've been waiting for. Say out loud to your inner child, from now on, I will give you the love you need. Journey. Close your eyes and repeat silently. We're going to do this together. Let's do this together. Close your eyes and repeat silently. Love is, as you inhale, and what I am as you exhale. So, love is what I am. Continue until you feel your awareness soften and your body and mind relax. Imagine what it would be like to be held in the lap of love. Like the child on this card, invite yourself to travel to a place in which you are supported, held, embraced, and recognized for who you are with no requirements to perform. You do not need to do or be anything to be loved. Your existence is all that is required. That was a short one, so that's why I read the whole thing. So yeah, the Magician and the King of Wands. It could be an aspect of you. There's definitely an aspect of you with the Magician and King of Wands stepping into the leadership role of your life and being the main resource. Like you have the resources that you need in order to do whatever you want in this life. And you really, truly do. The resources are the inner resources. No one can take that or strip that away from you. No one can take or strip away your essence, your center, your love, that which you are. There's a lot of fire energy that's coming through, and we did have in the keywords, I believe, fire, what was it? Rain and fire and love. And we had silence and leadership. Okay, so yeah, we have leadership as part of this, and the King of Wands is that type of leadership energy coming through. Okay, let's see what we've got here. Do we only have one of these? Okay, waning gibbous with gratitude. There's a woman sitting between two trees under a waning gibbous moon, which is like 3/4 full. And she's sitting in a cross-legged position with a purple dress on, and her hands are in the prayer mudra in front of her heart. This is the number 41. Sometimes you need to give it up to God. Sometimes, as much as you try and push and force your way through life, sometimes things just don't work out the way that you want, right? So sometimes you're being asked to sit in quietude, in silence. Sometimes you're being asked to sit with yourself and to sit with the discomfort of not getting the things that you want, or having certain things happen to you that you didn't want to have happen to you or your family members. Get used to the silence. Man, this is such a different energy than the last two piles, because all I want to do is just like sit and, yeah, sit and meditate with you guys. Just sit in silence. And that is in gratitude for who you guys are, because you guys are such beautiful beings who are probably more evolved in some ways. Yeah. Wow. I'm just getting overcome by peace. Shadow work. Forgiveness and unconditional love. There's a man here with a moth over both of his eyes. Then he has a white flower by his neck. And actually it's growing up above his left ear, and a white flower going up to his crown chakra. I wonder what this is all about. I'm actually going to look at the I don't really need to. I don't need to look at the guidebook, but sometimes I really like to see what their idea of this was. But obviously with his eyes being closed or covered means that there's stuff that is unseen that he's working on. He's going inward. And also, that white flower is a symbol of purity. And when it goes up to the crown chakra, it's like he's this person, or you, I guess you, pile number 3, are waking up. You are pure and you're waking up. It's an inward journey for you. This September is an inward spiritual journey for you guys. For pile number 3. Let's see. I'm going to take a look at that in the guidebook. The Oracle of Awakening. Oh, that's really funny that this was the Oracle of Awakening. Don't laugh. I just choose the cards with this pendulum, and that's how I do it, but sometimes I forget what they're named. Shadow work. It takes courage to explore the disowned aspects of self, but it is well worth the effort. Shadow work is a process of diving into the aspects of yourself that are disowned. It's an unearthing of unacknowledged emotions that are repressed due to their unacceptable or seemingly distasteful flavor or expression. Your shadows are parts of you that need to be loved. They need to be forgiven. Every part of you is divine. I'm learning to integrate and extend love and reverence to my shadow self. I am sacred and worthy of infinite love. If you think about it, I've said this a few times probably in the past, or at least I've said it a couple of times to my friends and clients, where they're talking about the duality of life. And I say the light and the shadow work for the same boss. And it's very true. Because from a wholeness perspective, you need both the light and the shadow, and that is whole. Then you are whole. So if you're only looking at one aspect of yourself, if you're only thinking that you're good and righteous, and you reject anything else that is within you. As humans, we are not perfect. But, if you reject that part of you, then you're rejecting part of yourself. And that is not whole. That's not holy. That's not God. That's not God's intention. Birth and death, all the cycles, everything, evolution and dissolution are all aspects of the one. Okay. Let's see what else we got here. Enlightenment, number 43. Look from the highest perspective. See the divine in everyone. Look from the highest perspective. That's enlightenment. And that's true. I think you're awakening to this. There's potential that you awaken to your highest self, the Paramatman, the Supreme Self, Brahman, Nirvana, Moksha. What are the other names for it? Yeah. That's what you're awakening to. The unity consciousness. And likely this is just the beginning of it. But you could be having an experience in this month, in the month of September, where it really catapults you forward. It might also be a divine intervention, divine grace. Because sometimes you do need that help, right? Help is within you. But there's asking, sitting in silence, asking yourself, asking your highest self to guide you, asking God to guide. This is a really spiritual group, pile number 3, and it's not something that I thought was going to show up because the other 2 groups were very different. If you choose to look at those would be a little bit more on the physical plane. I think actually all of them are amazing. So I'm not saying that any pile is worse or better. I actually think all of them are very different today. But they might be interesting to you. Wow, I feel just very high in your group. And I'm not high. I feel just relaxed and peaceful. Okay. We've got Dharma's path, the end of suffering. Wow. We're going to have to read this. Look, it's a white lotus flower coming from the depths. Oh, and there's a reflection here of the horse. So there's a horse laying in these waters, in the water, and it's super still. There's a dragonfly there, there's lily pads, and there is a lotus flower growing from, it's actually like above the horse's head too, so that's interesting. So we'll read about this one. Yeah, let's take a look in the book. The Council of Horses Oracle. I did this for each and every pile so far, so I hope that you're okay with me reading this much. My throat seems to not be happy, but it is what it is. Dharma's path, the end of suffering. Post-traumatic stress. Okay, I'm going to hold this up here while I read it. Okay. Post-traumatic stress, trusting others, happily ever now. Message for humankind is aspire to help yourselves without harming others. Message for horsekind is liberation lies in accepting love. My story. Like many horses, I was bred for a single purpose, to serve those who created me. I was born into captivity, surrounded by 2-legged beings who spoke a different language and whose actions I couldn't interpret. In my first months of life, there were times of well-being and peace. My dam was the primary source of that peace. In that strange world, She was my sole source of comfort. Too soon, my mother was taken away. I no longer had anyone who could understand me. When I was 2 years old, I was taken to a strange, loud, chaotic place where other captives like me were held. Sometimes there were thousands of these two-legged beings there, and occasionally they were all yelling all at once. I was required to harness all my courage to do things that terrified me. It seemed like I was running in circles, but I could never get to the finish line. Then one day, something unexpected happened. A two-legged being who was in the shape of my captors, but one who was filled with compassion and the light of love, came suddenly into my life. I recognized her instantly as a spirit whom I had known before. For the first time, I felt hope. I went to live in an earthly paradise where others like me were allowed to be themselves. But my story was just beginning. Though I began to learn the language of trust with my new family, there were times when events would happen that would overwhelm my level of peace and confidence, and I would go right back to the fearful place. In time, through receiving the abiding love that was offered to me, I learned that courage was not always about running from what I was afraid of or fighting against it. Courage was standing still, see? And acknowledging that what I feared in the present was an invisible foe from my past. Wow. Talking about silence. Be silent, be quiet. It says counsel from Dharma. Running circles in your mind creates a whirlwind of strife. You are caught in the endless cycle of the wheel of life. Sometimes even when you are in the most peaceful place on earth, current events can still trigger your emotions from the past. If this has occurred, now is the time to seek the support of others. You don't have to do this on your own. Healing is active, not passive. You are more than what you've been through. When the past rears up to haunt you, curtail your habitual reaction by remaining attentive to what is happening. Trust the present moment and revise your vision of the way things are, regardless of how they appear. Transformation is only possible if you shed the cocoon of the worn and battered armor of your past perceptions. Peace will find you when you let your guard down. It will sneak in between the cracks and through the chinks when you least expect it. Wow. Is there an area of your life or part of you that is suffering? What is one action you can take to begin to heal, resolve, and amend? Are there pains from the past that still define or affect you? This is the shadow work we're talking about. And what are you running from that you need to stand, face, and learn from? The invitation is find a body of water in which to reflect, release, and find peace. Water. There's shadow work to be had. So there's still a little bit, maybe that's the thing, okay? So this upcoming month, the month of September, you're being asked to do some shadow work, to sit down in the quiet, to contemplate, to meditate, to concentrate, one-pointedness. Maybe I see in my mind's eye a flame, so maybe to do some flame gazing. Just gaze at the flame for about 5 to 10 minutes, and that's all you do. Or if you want to keep your eyes closed, then visualize the flame at your heart center for 5 to 10 minutes, or as long as you can, without being distracted. When you're in that moment, in that state of pure awareness, be aware of the thoughts and the things that keep on coming through to you from the senses. Maybe your body is triggered by sitting still. Maybe it feels not safe. What's causing the anxiety sit with yourself in that anxiety state. It will show you. This is the work to be done for this month. This is the work to be done so that you can be purified and cleared, so that your energetic system, your entire being, is ready for enlightenment. You must take care of yourself, of your body, of your mind, of your state of being during September. Let's see what else we have. Faith. We have passion flower. Oh, I love passion flower, by the way. If you're a type A person like I am, passion flower is great to help ease your anxieties. You know, if you be aware of what you take, but passion flower is one of those wonderful herbals that I like to use in teas at nighttime. So this is from the Enchanted Blossoms Oracle. So there's a dragon butterfly, or a butterfly dragon, and it's perched on top of the passion flower. And this butterfly dragon is bright red. And the butterfly itself is called a Gulf fritillary or fritillary. Gulf fritillary. Interesting. Look how cool that is. And the passion flower is just amazing. It's a vine. Okay, I'm going to put that here. Let's see what else we have. Moving up. So faith, I didn't talk much about that, did I? So faith is what is being asked. A lot of people say, well, have faith in this. Faith is what you have trust in. So when people are saying, well, have faith in God, but if you don't know who God is or what God is, then you can't have faith in that until you really get to know it. So I remember my partner years ago, he was saying, well, I don't have faith in that. I said, well, what do you have faith in? And he says, I have faith in numbers and data. And I said, let's start there. So I would grab anything and everything, all the books, and make sure that there was scientific background on everything. It had to have numbers, it had to make sense, it had to be logical. And that's where he started. That's where he started his spirituality, was with the numbers and data. Like you can't do it any other way. So figure out what you have faith in and start from there. And I think it says maybe it's the Bible or something like that. It says if you have the faith of a mustard seed, which is a really tiny seed, you can move mountains. Even with the faith of a mustard seed, which is like the tiniest drop of faith, you can move mountains. That's how strong faith can be. Faith, there's also blind faith. So you have to be aware of and discern where information is coming from, who it's coming from. Is it a reputable source? Is that a true guru? Is that not a true guru? Are they having me pay money? Who and what is giving me this information, and what are their intentions? What are their motives? So that's also important to know, because it's not, people who are just trust or have faith blindly, they can get themselves into cults and other things like that. So you got to be real careful. And that's a real problem, Okay, I got moving up with the Eiffel Tower. Look at that. You are increasing your power and status. You may get a promotion or a move to a better home or office. You climb the ladder of success. Okay, success for you. And with the King of Wands and Magician, you have the power to do anything. You are a very strong leader. You are the leader of your own life. And that is also the reason why you're being asked to sit in silence with yourself, because you know best. Drama. Beware of troublemakers in the workplace. The job you want may have too much upheaval to bear. Keep emotions and gossip in check. So this is also for a few of you moving up and drama. So there may be something going on, a situation at work. This could be very literal, where you're being asked to step into a leadership position, and then there's going to be a lot of people who say, well, I should have done that. I should have been the one who was promoted, blah, blah, blah. But you're the one who was, not them. Don't let them mess with your head. Success. Okay, the path you are on will bring you success and prosperity if you just keep going. Lots of little steps take you a long way. You're on track. Yeah, moving up, drama, success. Okay. Yeah, aside from the work drama, whatever drama is going on around you, it really doesn't matter. Do your shadow work, do your work, sit for meditation, contemplate, journal. I think also write out your dreams. I think you're a big dreamer. Write out your dreams, like actual dreams when you're sleeping. You could also write out your dreams as in like what you wish to have happen in your life, and make those your goals, your ideals. Because whatever you dream about, you can bring about. Unexpected income. Holy crap. This is amazing. You know, pile number 2 was big into this too. Very affluent energies coming through from actually both pile 1 and 2. So I don't know what's going on. Lovers. The Lovers card. Okay. Lovebirds right here. Number 15. Unexpected income, lovers, and courtship. Okay. So for some of you, this is in relation to a specific someone, and you know who I'm talking about, a relationship that you've been interested in. And you are going to find in the month of September, not only are you doing some of the shadow work, but there's going to be someone who does this with you, who actually enjoys your growth, your personality. They like being around you. They may already be a significant other in your life already. So if that's the case, then it's just a deepening connection between the two of you. If this is someone who you're meeting, you'll know right away. It's like you guys just like one another, and there might be someone who's courting you, who comes up and says, I like you. You want to go out? Let's get a beer or something after work. Ooh, maybe it's someone from work. That just came through. Okay, and then we've got the wise owl with wisdom here. Wow. Okay. You got a lot of positive things going on, aside from the drama thing happening, but whatever. I mean, that's no biggie. You can deal with that. Beware of troublemakers in the workplace. Your job, yeah, upheaval, blah, blah, blah. Keep emotions and gossip in check. So just keep to yourself and don't let people stomp all over you. You know, have faith that things are going to turn out well for you. And this is just a validation for that. Let's see if there's anything else that wants to come through for you, pile number 3. Wow. There's 3 cards. Okay. That just flew out. So we've got the Empress. Beautiful energy. Wow. And then we've got the 8 of Pentacles. That is definitely about your work. And we've got, oh my God, the 10 of Pentacles. So if you guys haven't seen pile number 2, this is the indication for you to look at pile number 2 if you want to. But this is pretty much showing that like you are really setting yourself up for success. You're moving on up in your job and career. You may get a promotion or a job offer in September that actually brings you way more stability and more money Absolutely. This is great. And then this is due to your creative endeavors, your interests, something that you're doing creatively. You are a creative person in general. This is abundance as well. So the Empress is the Empress of abundance. I totally forgot about that until I just said that. And I was like, yes, abundance. Empress abundance. Eight of Pentacles is mastering your work and working towards abundance, and then working towards a common goal of stability and security and financial freedom. For some of you, that might ring as true. Okay, I really think that this is all I have for you. You guys are probably the most spiritually inclined group. And check out pile number 2 if you're interested. It was like a really, really wonderful boon in pile 2. Thank you so much for showing up today. I loved your reading. Give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed this reading, and go down to the comment section and let me know what resonated for you. And also come back in a month or two and just let me know like what actually happened. If you guys got the raise, or if you started your own business, or built an empire, fell in love, got courted by someone who loves you, or just, I don't know what it is, but it's definitely really important for you to carve time out of the day every single day during the month of September and be silent. Be with yourself, because you know best. And you are definitely stepping into a leadership role, getting more money for it too. Okay, thumbs up, please. Subscribe to my channel. Go down to the comment section. Let me know what's going on. And that's it. Jai Ma. Bye for now.